Perfect, perfect, perfect. So welcome everyone. I will be adding people to joining as we're going. So if you're inviting your friends, let them know we have started and that they should mute themselves upon entry so they don't disturb. If you are new to this, we've been doing this. This is the third week we're doing this. So every week we've had a wonderful expert with us sharing their knowledge and expertise with us at the end of their week content. So we've had time management, we've had a holistic health, and this week we focused on how we can reconnect with our identity, our feminine identity. And it has been amazing. We've learned so much. And we're super, super, super excited to have Marie-Laure here, who's a powerhouse and she has so much knowledge for us. It's amazing. We've worked with her in the past, but I don't want to talk too much. I will let her introduce herself in a minute, tell you all about who she is, why she does what she does, and what it is that she taught us this week. So the way it will go is she will, after she does that, if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the chat. We will handle them as we're going through. I will either ask the questions to her or I will keep them to the end. So feel free to chat, send your messages, introduce yourself, whatever. So I hope you're ready. So the floor is yours, Marie-Laure. Go ahead.
Hey, ladies. So my name is Marie-Laure. I am a fashion designer, a stylist, and an image consultant for my brand that is named Keiko. So I've been in the fashion industry for about 10 years, but I started first with just designing clothes and making clothes and collections. And then I saw that there was actually more that I could offer to women because sometimes they came towards me to buy or to make clothes for them, but then they had some insecurities about their image, about their body. And then I was like, okay, maybe I could go a little bit further with it. And because I was already very interested in everything that was holistic, everything that had to do with the inner self and the outer self, what I did is that I created a special coaching, which is different from the traditional image consulting, which is called inner style coaching. And the inner style coaching is really learning how to connect with yourself as a person, learning how to identify who you are as a person, and then revealing who you are unapologetically through the image you are diffusing to the world. So we want actually to align your inner and outer image. And this is why in the coaching we do some self-development, but also image consulting, and we merge those two worlds together. So this is a little bit of what I do. I'm a mom. I have a 6-year-old. I'm married. I live in Belgium. English is not my first language, so please bear with me. And yeah, I think that's all. I don't know what I have to say more. I don't know if the people here in the chat did the challenge, but I hope you did so. It is based on a workbook that I made, and I thought it was really important to 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 give you a little preview of what it is to reconnect with your identity, feminine identity, which goes way further than just the looks.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much. I think she's been very, what's the word, like humble in her introduction because she's a badass woman here. She's not just, yeah, I've been doing this. She's really, really, really good at what she does. Last year, she worked with us for the challenge, which was 100 days. And she was one of the coaches that got lots of positive feedback. And actually, women who she did a giveaway last year, those who won a session with her became clients and referred other people because she knows her stuff. This is, as she said, the services that she offers goes way beyond just image consultancy, like what you should wear based on your look, your look or your morphology or whatever. It goes really inside, which is something that is missing. So it's very tailored approach, and she's very knowledgeable about a lot of the aspects that a lot of women go through as well. So as she said, this week's content that she shared with us was a little preview of what you can expect from her ebook, from her guide that she created specially to help women, find themselves again. And this is a little chapter also that I talk about in my coaching program, which is key. And Marie-Laure is really an expert in this field. So without any further, ado, long, let's go over those pillars. I know that some of you who join are not necessarily people who did the challenge. Know that the challenge is always available the week after. So next week, it will be available on the app, on Wix, on our website, where you can do the challenge for yourself, day by day, where you have the same content with the videos. Currently, the week that we have the coaching, you have to do it as you get the email. Afterwards, if you join, you have access to it, forever. And you can watch this video as well. So the pillars, so on these 5 days, really the topic was reconnecting with our feminine identity. Could you tell us a bit more about, because you did talk about why you developed your inner style coaching, but why is that you wanted to talk about feminine identity? What does that mean?
Well, the reason I wanted to focus on that, because that's a little bit the basis of everything that I do in regards to the coaching, because most of the women that come to me are women who say they lost this femininity. They don't know how to reconnect with themselves. They don't like their bodies anymore. They don't like their image. They don't like themselves. They lack confidence. They don't really know who they are anymore, because most of the women that come towards me have a certain age, so they are like in these end 20s and then going towards in the 30s, end of the 30s, maybe beginning 40s. So these are really the years where you're like, okay, in the beginning of my 20s, I was like searching for myself. Or I don't know, I was just, living the life and having fun. And then there comes a times where you're like, okay, but actually, what do I want? Where am I going? Who am I? Like, I don't know, and these are the years where you start to ask those questions. And also, like, how can I get back to that fun person I maybe was after having children, a husband, and then getting caught up in this life where you're always busy, 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 busy. So this is why I really found it important to have the topic about getting back to your feminine identity, your true authentic self, because this is the basis. And then when you know who you are, that's where you can construct the rest from. That's just in everything that we do in life. If you don't really know who you are, you don't even know where you're going, what you want, what your desires are, if you're capable or not, what are your talents. So to create an image that is really you, you need to know who that you is. So this is why it is important.
I love that. I'd like you to dive a little deeper into your story, how it connects to you, because I think the women here will be able to understand and relate better if they see, okay, she is sharing this with us, but she connects with this because on a personal level, this is how it affected her.
Yeah, so for me, it was really when I got pregnant that the questions came, and it's normal because you're bringing a child into this world. It messes you up with everything, your head, your emotions, and then you're like, damn, but who am I? Like, what is this? And this is also where my business mind also started to change, where I was like, okay, maybe I need to do things differently. I want to do something, So this is where, for me, it really started about like I may say 7 years ago, like, yeah, 7, 8 years ago, where I was really like starting to ask myself some questions. So I got pregnant. I was lost. I wasn't in a good space mentally, emotionally. I went to postpartum depression. I was really, really at my lowest, I may say. But it's in that lowest place that I really got to reconnect with myself. And that is something that sometimes we forget, that those deep places where we really wondering, like, what am I going to do? What is happening? What am I, these are the times where you can take the time to really get back in tune with yourself, the time to search for answers, to strip yourself actually, because when you see, there are two ways of seeing problems. There's the way you can see them and see it's awful, why is this happening to me now? But it's the other way, like, what what am I learning here? What is the why? What is the teaching moment? Where am I lacking, or where can I grow from? So this was really the space where I was, and so I had to reconnect with my. It was a rebirth for me, a rebirth. Like when I birthed my child, I birthed a new me, if I may say so. So this is where my journey started, and it's been a hell of a journey. It's been hard, like really, really, really hard. But in doing so, all the things that we did this week, and also the things that I've written in my workbook, these are the things I did on myself. Spending time with yourself, being honest with yourself, strip yourself from all those labels you put on yourself to see your authentic self. Also purging, detoxing your environment, your body, your mind, your soul, all of those things I had to do with myself. And this is where I was starting to put the pieces back together and create
a new you. The new improved Marie-Laure 2.0.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I'm still on that journey though, because as long as we're alive, we are evolving. So I don't think we will ever be there. I think that there is maybe when you will rebirth in that other life, you know, but it's still a journey because I'm still learning. I'm still finding out some weaknesses. So you're never there. But I think that when you take the step towards that journey to self, I call it how do you call that again? In English, un voyage.
Journey, travel, like it's a journey.
Yeah. So it's really a journey that you're going, but back inside of the self. And then once you've really reconnected, then you can open it out, reveal yourself through your image. That's
exactly.
What Keiko is about.
Yeah. I see that someone is asking about the ebook. We will put all the details in the chat so that you can also, you can purchase it. If you're gonna get something for yourself this year, is definitely to invest in yourself. And one of the way you can do this is by getting this guide. We will talk more about, how and all the details of that towards the end. Let your questions come in, feel free. And let's dive into this week's topic. We're not going to go too much into details because I want those of you who did not do the challenge to still be able to do it. But I want you to have an idea of what are the topics we discussed. So I'm going to mute someone who just arrived.
Oh, she's looking beautiful.
And I cannot mute. All right, Harry, let me chat to her. Okay, I'll just tell. Could you please mute yourself? Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, so the first day, what we looked at is you talked about the importance of creating a safe, like a space, a sacred space. Could you touch on a little bit on that? What do you mean by that, and why is that important?
Well, a sacred space is having a space for self. So, like I said, when we are disconnected from ourselves, it's because we don't have time for ourselves. Everything we do is towards others. Okay, we give the energy towards everything that's outside of us: children, husband, work, groceries, TV, movies, and everything. And now this is why I'm so happy I put out that workbook now, because 2020 is really showing us that, girl, if there's a time, this is the time to create that sacred space for self. Because when you create that space where you're with yourself, you get in tune with yourself, you create a relationship with yourself again. And this is where it starts. If you want to get to know yourself, know your feminine identity, you need to make time for yourself. So that sacred space, I call it sacred because it is a space where nobody can besides you, okay? It's specially made for you. So it is a time where you spend time with yourself and yourself only by doing things that you find that give you some wellness, you know, if it's sleeping, if it's reading a book, if it's dancing, whatever. And I talk about it in the workbook. I give specific exercises that you can do. And also what I really want to do is to plan it. You know, it's important to plan it because it's part of making yourself a priority, which is something that is very, very difficult. But 2020 was the best year to do it, and we're still confined now, and it looks like it's gonna be till beginning of 2021. So, I mean, ladies, if you're not doing it now,
we just don't know. Yeah, exactly. As you said, creating a sacred space is really all about reminding yourself that you matter. And I love this. I think it's a quote or something that was posted on the internet quite a while ago, that me too does not mean that it's just you. It's just like, what is it? Self-care is not like just me alone. It's like me.
self-care is not selfish.
Yeah, it's not selfish. It's just like putting yourself, you know, first means that you care enough to fill your own cup. And if you don't fill your cup, it's just not going to be possible to help others. And this is a priority. And I think, as she said, especially as women, we need to fill our cups. And when we don't, we just grow bitter and resentful and, you know, all these things. And so when we do fill our cups, we see that our, you know, our partners relate to us better because we are softer, and we know we feel better. So we also are more loving. Our kids also appreciate us more because we're calmer, we're more patient. But when we're irritated because we don't take time for ourselves, is when we're, you know, our cranky selves, and then the whole world is like against us. So this is also something that, you know, you probably heard it over and over again. And if you did the, you know, I think I see some of you ladies who did the coaching program with me as well. You keep hearing it, you keep hearing it, but hearing something and not doing it means you don't know it yet. Until it becomes second nature, you know, you will have to keep hearing this, and it starts with little things. One other thing that we, you know, talked about this week is about listening to your inner voice. And that's very important. You know, you're listening to your inner voice, but there are certain things that you need to do. If you don't do that, there's no way you can connect and hear that voice. And you gave some tips. Could you share a little bit about?
Well, listening to your inner voice, it's like the voice of the womb. I see there in the audience, there's like a woman that knows a lot about this. So it's really listening to to like we say, femininity, feminine self. We speak about the intuition that we have as women, but that intuition is that inner. I call it we can call it the spirit, or we can call it the goddess that is in us, you know. We have to connect to our sacred womb that talks to us every day. But again, in order to do so, you need to get to know it. You know, you need to know when the voice speaks and listen to it. But when you're disconnected from yourself, when you don't take time with yourself, when you're not patient with yourself, when you're not loving on yourself, because this is what it comes to, self love. When you're not doing that, how can you listen to the sweet words, that intuition that is talking to you daily? And this is again a chapter in the workbook again where I talk about self-love, because self-love is what will bring you the biggest confidence. You know, you will shine, you will look beautiful with self-love. So listening to yourself is important to make decisions, to know where you're going, to know what you want, what you don't want, what your body wants also. Because when you're not listening to yourself, you can hurt yourself unknowingly because you're just doing anything like that. So this is also part of connecting again with your identity, your feminine identity.
Exactly. I don't know where this noise. I keep hearing some noise, but I'm not sure. One other thing we talked about, ladies, let your questions come in. Feel free to, if you've done the challenge and some questions came up, feel free to ask. If you haven't done it, but you're like, I have a question about that. It could be related to, well, obviously, should be related to the topic. But as you know, Marie-Laure is a, if you came in late, she's a image consultant. She's a fashion designer and she's a coach. She has her own program called Inner Style Coaching, where it's not just about your looks, but about how you can reveal your true identity through, just reveal your true identity through the inner, and the inner and the outside, bringing that together. And she has released this workbook recently, which is doing wonders and really helping. I bought it myself because I keep repeating to everyone also there, don't think that you know everything. Even if you know, you don't know. And there, I'm in a coaching program currently that I just started, and one of the first things that the coach said to me is that whenever we have a session, come with an open mind and with a learning spirit. She worked for Tony Robbins for years as a coach, and she said every single day, sometimes, Tony Robbins would have this show, with the coaching. And so she knew by heart what he would say. And yet every day she learned something new because she had the spirit of, I'm here to learn. So I bought, the program, the workbook from Marie-Laure, even though someone might say, well, why are you buying it? Some of the topics are in your coaching program and you're already a coach. So why do you need this? Because you need to keep learning, ladies. You need to keep investing in yourself. So if you hear anything today and you're like, well, I already know this, yes, but are you doing it? Because if you're not, you don't know it. And it means this is a message from wherever it is coming to tell you that you need to pay attention to this. So let's come here with an open mind and feel like, okay, I need to commit to myself. And I'm really happy that you've shown up here today, because the topic alone, could be like, oh, I already know this, but you came here, so it means you're willing and ready to learn. So I applaud you for that. A third thing we discussed this week is detoxifying. We talked about, purging or detoxifying. And I know you, Marie-Laure, I know that you take very good care of your health. You do juices and you do, womb dancing, and you do everything that you preach to us. You're doing it yourself. But as you said in the beginning, you came to create this workbook because you also did the work on yourself. The things that basically helped you go, when you were dealing with the the depression after delivery, motherhood, and the whole difficult pregnancy. These are some of the things that you did that helped you. So tell us a little bit about how detoxifying yourself helps. What do you mean by that?
Well, like you said, detoxing for me is actually everything that I say here is a lifestyle for me. So it is not something that, oh, it sounds good. Let me just write this down because people will buy it. No, it's really coming from experience. It's coming from practice. Still practicing it now today because it's just a lifestyle. And this is something that is important for me to say, that when you embark on this journey, like I said, it's a lifelong journey. The journey to self is a lifelong journey. So it is part of your lifestyle, creating a sacred space, detoxing, all those things are part of your life. So when I speak about detoxing, it's not just with what you eat, because that is very important, especially when you're also talking about image. A lot of women don't like the body they're in, but what are you putting into this body? Because what you're putting into this body has an effect on your mind, on your body, your physical body, on your energy, on your spirit, on your mood. It has an impact on everything. So what I say is, your body is a temple. So this is, again, a chapter of the workbook. Your body is a temple. Now, what do you put into your body? What are the thoughts that you have invoked, that you're saying every day to yourself? Are they good thoughts or negative thoughts that weigh you down and that makes that your self-image is even lower? Because everything is about self-image. We're talking about the inner image, okay? How you see yourself as an individual. Sometimes it can also be external people who have said negative things about you, who not only about you, but just speak negatively. You're around people always gossiping, negative, 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 negative. How do you think that this is affecting your body? Your body absorbs, okay? It exudes energy, but it's also absorbing energy. So if you're around people, images, songs, videos, whatever, books that are affecting you negatively, this is something you need to detox from. So you can, again, reveal your better self, and you can let go of the weight that is weighing you down. For the ladies who want to lose some weight, don't only think it's what you put in your plate. It's also what you put in your mind. It's also what you're looking at. It's what you're listening to that is weighing you down, literally. You have a stomach, you have this, you have that. So it's a holistic thing. You know, this is why we work together also with you, because it's a holistic thing. Like Shetribe is holistic living. And what I do with my the women that come towards me, my clients, I tell them it's a holistic thing. You cannot separate the outer from the inner. So when you're detoxing holistically.
I love that. I really love that, as you said, because one affects the other, and you cannot work on one aspect of your life only and think that that's okay. And I think the reason why, for instance, I created my own coaching program is because I felt like the focus was only on one side. But as a human being, you have you have different aspects. And the good thing is when you work on one, it kind of balances out the other one, but you still need to touch on everything for you to, to kind of have a good balance. And, people talk about work-life balance, but it's just life balance in general. It's not work life, it's just life, because your work is part of your life. And I only work with coaches that see things holistically. So Marie-Laure is one of them. If you joined last week, Vanessa is a holistic health therapist. So everything, there are a lot of you here who also, some of you are coaches yourself, and you also work only in a holistic way. And I think that's very important nowadays. Wherever you're looking for someone, a coach or any health practitioner or whatever, to help you out, look at how they work. Are they going to touch on only one aspect, or are they going to touch on a little bit of everything? Sometimes you obviously need an expert in one specific area, because if you need help with this, there's no point, looking for something else. But Marie-Laure, as she said, she's really good at, her program is really tailored for that. And you will not just get someone to help you on one thing, but it will have an effect, a ripple effect on the rest of your life. The last 2 points, one was your self-love routine, how you could create that. And then we will end with how you could reveal your outer self to the world. So let's talk about, I think we touched on self-love a little bit. But what do we mean by that? Because a lot of people throw out that word, self-love and self-care Sunday. And what do we mean?
Well, to me, self-love, you cannot love what you don't really know. Okay, this is why we always get back to knowing the self, your identity as a woman, as a human being, as a spirit, as a goddess. You cannot give yourself love if you don't spend time with yourself. So you see, we're always getting back to the same things we're saying. Spending time with yourself, respecting your body as a temple, getting to know yourself, and also loving you for who you really are. Okay, because again, we take so many titles because it looks good, it sounds good. Like even me, when I said yes, I'm a stylist, I'm an image. Yes, but beyond that, I'm still a person. You know what I mean? I'm not just only my profession. I'm not just only a mother. I'm not just only a wife. But what are the characteristics that I have as a human being, not linked to all these titles? And what are maybe the flaws that I have? And can I love myself? Okay, with my pimples, with my stomach, with just how I am, raw, naturally, and giving myself the love. And then loving myself enough to know that I can evolve. Because when you don't love yourself, it is hard for you to work on yourself, because you always see yourself negatively. But when you love yourself, you know you have flaws, okay? But you're like, okay, maybe I can even make from that flaw something that is positive, okay? So self-love is really what will give you the confidence you need. Because a lot of women that come to me have lost that confidence. They don't know how to be sexy. They want to attract somebody, they're looking for a man. They don't know, I don't think I'm sexy, my age, my this, my that. But it's because you don't even see yourself in a positive light. You don't even love yourself. So how are you going to attract something to you when you don't attract yourself to yourself? You know what I mean? This is why we always talk about the self-image. A lot of the exercises I give are in front of the mirror. I also did it in this program, also this coaching program, seeing yourself. It's always about looking at yourself. Self, 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 self. People will say it's selfish, but I think the most important relationship there can be in this whole wide world is the relationship with self. Because this is what will set the tone for everything else you will do in your life, regarding to relationships, but also regarding to whatever you do. The relationship with self is first. So loving on yourself is very important.
Love that. It's probably my favorite topic in the whole wide world, self-love. And how you can really, as you said, is the most important relationship out there, and is the foundation for everything. And funny enough, how we neglect that, we neglect that. And in one of my weekly calls today with one of our clients, we were scheduling that self-love actually in her calendar. And it was like daunting to her, like, oh my God, I have to actually choose a date. I said, yes, we're going to choose a date. Like, what is your morning routine? Where are you going to put that self-love in? Like, every day, where are you going to put that? Every week, when are you going to put that? Every month, what day are you going to choose? Every quarter, what self-love activity are you going to do? So that it's when people ask you out or say, let's do this, sorry, I have a meeting with myself.
Of course, and I talk about that in the workbook, that you have to plan the time with yourself. You have to, just like a meeting with somebody, it's a
Exactly.
meeting with yourself, just like you said. And that's where it starts to be part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It is just something that's just, it's going to come naturally. You're going to wake up, you're going to be like, okay, let me do this, let me do that, let me take care of myself. And this is where then, again, we go to the outer self. This is where, when you talk about revealing yourself, you will see that it will appear in your outer appearance. Oh, let me just take care of my face. Let me do just a fading. Let me go to the spa. Let me do my hair. Let me do this. Let me lose some weight. Let me gain some weight. Let me go to the gym. These are actions you're taking because there is a self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to shine. You want to be seen. See, now that you've done the inner work, now that you work on yourself, you detox, you purge, you're taking time to yourself, you meditated, you cried, you journaled, you did all those stuff to take care, to build yourself back up, to know yourself. Then you're getting more and more confident. And the more you're confident, the more you want to be seen. Confident people, and when I say I want to be seen, that is on your terms. Being seen for me can be I wear this big wig, but somebody can be like, being seen is me putting some beautiful red lipstick. It's, you need to define it for yourself. So also in the workbook, I also talk about creating an image, a style, a look that is you, okay, and it represents you. And this is something that I work on with my clients, that say like, okay, I'm a person who's more introvert. I don't want to be seen too much. I want to be mysterious. How can I show this in my looks? And we will talk about the colors, because every color has an energy, has a meaning. What can you wear? What are the prints that you can wear? And also always adapt your image to your lifestyle, because it's all working. It all works together to the message you want to send to people. So this is how you can start to reveal your identity through your look, through your image. Everything we wear says something about us. If I look at you, Rose, the dreadlocks, to me, what they tell me, oh, she likes to show her roots. She likes also maybe the natural side, of things. This is the thoughts that people have about you.
Exactly. And by the way, ladies, let me just say that I did a coaching. I took a session from Marie-Laure, which was her inner style coaching. Those of you who joined later, that's something that she created, which helps you to reveal your identity. And one of the things was I wanted to, when people see me, that it represents who I truly am. And I didn't feel like over the years it was consistent. I had moments where it was the case and I had moments where it wasn't. And I wanted to have locks for a very long time, but I had some beliefs about that was holding me back. And working with her helped me to embrace and to be a bit more mindful about the colors and the things that I wear, so that I can have more confidence to show that. So beyond, because we cannot go over everything here, but I would say you definitely want to look into the workbook and more of the work that Marie-Laure can give us. So ladies, if you have questions, related to identity, style, image, how you can show more of yourself, feel free to let them here in the chat. I will ask you also, Marie-Laure, to put your Calendly link so people can book a session with you, the link to your workbook and a website, if you can put that in the chat, whatever you have here. I will say this, ladies, currently the workbook is in French only. It will be available in English in the future, but you could still do this, the content that is in the workbook, by working with her as a coach, so that she can do this on one-on-one with you. I will let her now explain a little bit about the workbook and also the services that she offers. Like, how can people work with her? What are the things that she can do to help you out? And as we're discussing this, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And yeah, so I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah, so the link is in the chat. Feel free to take this. I will also send this, if you're subscribed to the newsletter for Shetribe, you will, in case you missed this right now, you're not able to take the link before the call ends, you will get this tomorrow via email in the newsletter with the replay, so you can book a session with her. But so Marie-Laure, as a woman, whether you're a new mom or not a mother yet, or you're changing careers, or you're just at a cross point in your life and you're like, I'm just struggling with my image right now. I'm not sure if I truly am fully myself in the way I look, in the way I just go about life. How can you help with that? Could you tell us a bit about your services and how they help?
Okay, so the women I coach, like I said, is exactly what you're saying. They don't really know how to get back to themselves. I just put the link also for the bookings for those who are interested. What I do, so the first thing I do, we call it in French un bilan d'image. So we do
it's like a survey,
like a review of your image, your total image, your inner and outer image. So we will start by looking at you as your personality, your lifestyle, the message you want to give out to the world, and we will correlate, and also your style, and we will put all of this together and see how we can create an image that is you. Now, when we do that session, most of the time we stay a long time on the inner, because you're gonna see that we cannot talk about your style or go in depth on your style when we haven't solved yet what is happening with you inside of you. So we talk a lot about the personality, what you make, your insecurities, and how it shows up in your image, because we need to go there. I'm giving an example of a woman that said, I'm doing everything I have to do. I cannot lose weight. I don't know why. I want to lose weight. She was so focused on losing weight. And then we started talking about personality. I'm like, talk to me about yourself. She said, yeah, I've got a big job. I'm a manager. She had really a high ranking status. And I have to lead the people, and I do that well. And I was like, okay, now let's talk about you as a person. And she's like, yeah, I have dreams. I have things I want to do. But when it comes to me, I never know. I can't start working on myself. I put it for tomorrow, and then I don't do it. So what I saw immediately, I was like, you have a low self-esteem. You have a lack of confidence, because the fact that you don't, you cannot show up for yourself means that you think you're not capable of doing it. This is why you're always you're delaying the stuff for yourself. You are competent. You know you're competent in your job. This is why with your job, you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because you know I'm competent in my job. But when it comes to your personal life, you feel you're incompetent. And this is why you're not doing what you're supposed to do for yourself. You're not showing up for yourself. And this is why you're not losing the weight, because you don't know how to show up for yourself. And then another thing that was linked to her weight was the fact that she was traumatized from when she was younger. She was a ballerina dancer, but she wasn't slim. So she even quit dance because of it. So she was quitting on herself, like she's quitting on herself now, years later when she's now in her 30s. So you see the work that we do with people is this. If you want to have an idea what the inner style coaching is, I'm working on understanding why I cannot lose the weight, why you're so focused on losing the weight, that is actually linked to I'm not capable of doing it. I'm not capable of doing anything for myself. So I'm not focused on myself. I will focus on my job because I know I'm good in my job, you know? So this is the thing. And then she understood that, okay, losing the weight is actually first detoxing, we're getting back to it, detoxing that thought of I'm not capable. Detoxing the thought of I need to be slim to be able to do something or to be beautiful, or to, because she was still in the thing of her dancing thing, you know. She was even afraid to go back to dancing only because of that traumatizing thing. So this is actually what we do with the inner style coaching. These are the sessions that I do with my clients, really working on the inner and how it shows up in the outer, and how we can heal or find solutions for the inner so that the outer self may shine. And then what we do after that is that we can delve more in the outer image. You know, in the coaching sessions, we go really in. I also give inspirations on how they can dress. I give really a lot of tips. How can you translate that personality trait through that color, through that fit? How can you embellish your body type? Because we have different body types, and people always think, oh, because I'm big, I don't have a waist. Oh, because I'm skinny, I don't have breasts, and I don't know what to do. But you know, when you work with clothes, you can do everything. It's all about illusion. You know, you gotta trick those, trick the eyes. You know, trick the man. That's what we do. You know, I'm tricking them with a wig. So you trick people with the clothes. So this is what we also do. I show them how you may think you don't have a waist, but let's create the waist, okay? With some tricks and tips and tricks I can give you, you know? Let's make, you wanna attract a man, you wanna feel sexy, let's use the colors that need to be used, you know? You wanna exude power at the workplace, okay, let us find the fit that translates that power through your fit, through your outfit, through your makeup, through your hair, you know? So this is what we do also. And then I do the dressing detox, and this is really where you go into your wardrobe and you get rid of everything that isn't reflecting you as a person. Because a lot of people have a lot of clothes. As women, we have a lot of clothes, but there are a lot of clothes we don't wear. And if you're not wearing them, it's because they are not in tune with who you are. Simple as that. With who you are as a person, but also in tune with your body type. Sometimes we buy things, oh, it's beautiful, and then you never wear it because you know deep down inside that thing isn't really made for you, you know? So when I go to people's houses for the dressing detox, I help them. I hold them accountable because I give a homework, and with that homework, they're held accountable of what they said they wanted. Because when they're in front of their closet, they're like, my ex-boyfriend gave me this, I want to keep it, blah, blah, blah. I gotta be like, but girl, you said that you wanted this. She's like, oh, okay. So first there's a little resistance, but it's 2 hours long. So at the end of the thing, they're just showing, they're like, yeah, I don't think that's a good one. Yeah, I'm not sure. And they feel lighter. Again, detoxing. That's why we call it the dressing detox. They are purging things that aren't part of their image anymore, not of their state of mind anymore, not of the message they want to translate to the world anymore. So this is the second part. And then the last part, now that you've made space, let's bring in some things that represent you. So we go for the personal shopping, and then we do the conscious shopping. So I teach my clients how to buy consciously. Everything we do in this coaching is is to be conscious of who you are. So even in the shopping, the way you dress, it's not just gonna be like, ooh, just like that. No, we are trying to make a functional dressing. So a dressing that is adapted to your personality, your style, your message, the things you do in your life, your lifestyle. And then I'm teaching them how to buy according to your budget, according to what you do and everything. And then you create a functional wardrobe where I can say 80% you will wear it every day. The 20% will be about maybe for big occasions, or maybe because you really, really love the dress and you're like, I need to buy it. Why not? Okay, it's not strict. Everything I do with the coaching is not strict. I'm not telling people you need to do this, you need to do that. No, because it needs to be you. I'm helping you, guiding you, also giving some professional advice. But the most important thing is that you reveal your authentic self. And this authentic self is not according to me, it's according to you. So this is a little bit what we do. So we have packages where you can have the whole shebang together. And then you also have the individual things that you can also do. So this is for the services that I have. And then when you talk about the workbook is called Rediscover Your Femininity, Reveal Your Identity. So like Rose said, it's in French for now. But like she said, if there are English-speaking people here, what we can do is we do coaching sessions one-on-one, and we can discuss certain topics, and then we can do it that way till the workbook comes out in English. Yeah. But the workbook is really made for women who really want to get back in tune with their feminine identity, their identity, really rediscover themselves. And then really, once you've rediscovered yourself, is really to be and reveal your authentic self. A lot of women have an image that they wear because they think that's what people want to see, you know, but it's not them, and they don't feel comfortable with it. And this gotta stop. You gotta be you. If you can't be you, I mean, you're just playing a role, you know? You're an actor. And everybody acts a little bit, you know? That's just the game of life. That's true. But there comes a time where you need to know when to act and know when to be you. And that's really important. Showing up as your authentic self. This is really, really, really important. Staying true to yourself. Really important. And this is really the premises of this workbook. Learning how to be true to yourself, to love yourself, and to not be afraid to be unapologetically you in your own unique way.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I really, I would recommend every one of you. By the way, the discovery session is a 30-minute session, if I'm not mistaken, Marie-Laure. And all of you ladies who are here, you get to have this for free. So don't be shy, like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready yet for coaching, or if I want a workbook, blah, blah. If you have any questions and you want to know, well, actually, I am ready, but I don't know what of the services I would like to take or what is needed. Is it possible? I don't live in Europe. I'm in the US, and I do want this, but she cannot come. She does all her services also online. So it is very possible to do this, but I would recommend you to use the link that she put in the chat, book a session with her, have a chat with her on how she could help you. And even if you're not ready currently, perhaps some of the tips that she will give you will be very valuable to make the first steps, the first changes that you need to do until you are ready to go to the next level. So don't be shy, show her some love, book a session with her, go check out. If you do speak French, well, it's a no-brainer. You need to get the workbook. Like, seriously, why are you waiting? And so ladies, I hope this was super interesting for you, that you learned a lot. Some of you were shy. Luckily, I knew that most people, who are joining today, not necessarily had gone through the whole challenge. And I know that's why some of you may not have the questions. We do have a couple of minutes left. So if you have questions about, as I said, she works a lot with mothers, but not only with mothers. And I know that lots of women feel like when things happen in their lives, such as motherhood, it can throw you off guard, and you're like, I'm no longer comfortable in my body. I don't know what to wear. Or maybe you've gained weight, maybe you've lost weight, maybe you've changed careers, and you're like, I want to look more professional. What does that mean? When I personally went natural in 2009, I shaved off my hair. And at that time, I had quit my job to do solely administration and reception so that I could focus on my business at that time, which was in the fashion. And I was at the reception as the only Black girl in the company. And I just shaved off my hair. And I was like, oh my God, why did I do this? Because before that, my hair was straight and long, and I used to wear weaves. And most people couldn't tell the difference between the weave and my hair, because my hair was long for a Black girl, as they would say. And I was so nervous that I was going to shave off my hair and be literally bald and be at the reception. And the best compliments I got was from people at the reception, people who came to meetings who didn't know me, and they were like, oh my God, can I just tell you how pretty you are? And everyone was like, wow, your face, we see you now, and I love that. Same, I could tell you on and on. When I moved to Ghana and I went for a job interview, I had my fro out. My afro was as probably not as big as Marie-Laure's right now, but it was big, and I went to my interview like that. And I thought, okay, maybe because I'm in Ghana, I have the guts. But actually, when I applied at Booking, where I work currently, my first interview was with my hair out. And I learned later that they said, wow, we loved her. She came in with so much confidence. And I think that confidence was because of the hair and the look. I was like, okay, this is who I am. I'm not going to be either.
Showing up as your authentic self will do that to you.
Exactly.
It will attract people towards you. Let me tell you, when I did my little twists, very short, oh my God, people were like, you look good. And I was like, really? My man loves that. He's like, you need to do that every time, And this is just, and like you said, when you show as your authentic self with confidence, you're bold, you don't care. You're like, fuck it, I'm just me. I'm gonna just do me. People are gonna feel that. It's an energy. Exactly. Being sexy, being attractive is an energy. When you're confident, me too, when I went for a job application, I went with my fro. I worked at a desk too. Girl, I came there with every hairstyle you can imagine. People are like, wow, you look good. I went with the headdress. Whoa, I like this. Oh, this, oh, that. I was like, okay. And it will even push you further into your style, because you're like, okay, people are really admiring me for me. I'm not doing a gimmick. It's me. Whatever that you is, even if it's a wig, whatever it is, whatever that you is, as long as it's you, you're confident with it. It's not like I said again, you're not playing a game of the actor. You're really being you, with a little bit of acting when it's needed, but really you. People are gonna see it and feel it. Trust and believe me. And that is the real inner style coaching. I love what you said. I'm just like, yeah. I love it.
I think it's a key to everything. That's why I think authenticity, identity, just all that, the whole topic is just something I'm completely in love with, because I know what it's changed in my life. When I stepped into my true self, what it's changed and what it is still changing, that I don't see any other way to live. So I'm like, girls, like, are you seriously? Just show the real you is who everyone else wants to see. But as Marie-Laure said, some of us don't know anymore, and we just don't know. Like it is for hair, I had never seen how my natural hair looked like, because for as long as I could remember, my hair had been relaxed because I was a child when they started relaxing it. So I really never knew how it looked like. And I had to go back to my roots. And I literally went back to my roots as well, because that whole journey took me elsewhere. And as she said, when you're at your lowest is when you discover yourself, where you know, try and get yourself out of whatever it is you're in and put the pieces back together. And Marie-Laure does a great job at that with her workbook and her inner style coaching and all the different services that she has. If you're new here and you don't know me, you're like, who's this girl? I really like this session, but to be honest, I don't know who you are. I'm Rosemary, by the way, for those of you who joined later, and I'm the founder of Shetribe, a sisterhood community for women of color. We bring women together from all walks of life, really to empower them, to share together, to grow together. We have, you know, amazing women in our community. Marie-Laure is one of our favorite coaches that we work with, and
and let me just say, I'm getting coached by her too, okay? She is my coach, so I really tell you, because she said you need to come to me, but let me just, okay? You need to go and take some coaching with her, because she's my business coach. And I can really say that because I've learned to know Rose when she started, and like how she progressed with her community, it's amazing. And doing that with 3 children, like almost 3 children, you know, a husband, a full-time job. I'm like, girl, what? I don't understand. So if there's somebody you can take advice from, I mean, and she's getting coached all the time. She's investing in herself all the time. Because when I get coached, she really gives me some really good advice on my business. If you're a business woman in this circle right now, she really gives some good advice, you know, and she's like, yeah, you need to do this, you know. Even with my workbook, I asked her for advice, like maybe, and she was like, yeah, maybe you can do this, that. So she's really, really, really good. Like, I don't know, you can, yeah, I'm just saying,
so
like, she does it really well, really, really well. No cap.
Thank you so much. But it's really my passion to work with women like Marie-Laure,
Yeah.
and really to let them shine in their authenticity. And she's doing what she loves to do, and you can see that she's amazing, and she's exuberating that light and that energy. And that's what I want for all of you. So if you don't know our community yet, just check it out. I will put the link in the chat. You can check out our website. You can subscribe to our newsletter. It's free. I send out a newsletter every week. And currently we have our, I don't like to call it the Black Friday. We have our self-love week is what I call it. It's ending tomorrow, and where we're offering our yearly membership for a 30% discount. So our yearly membership is normally 247 a year, and it's currently 172. So literally less than 15 euros per month. We pay a lot of money for the gym or whatever things we never use. And if there's one thing that you could invest in yourself this year and going forward, it's in yourself. And there's, you know, no better way than to do this. You can work with coaches such as Marie-Laure, so many other coaches. But I would just definitely say go check out her workbook. She put the links here below. I don't know why, but I cannot chat here. I'm trying to chat to everyone. Uh,
And you
let
can
me see.
also, you know, I'm on Instagram, Keiko-Collections. I'm on Facebook, Keiko. You can ask also Rose if you don't have it. I can put it here. You can also ask Rose for my info. You can DM me. I'm there. You know, I'm not somebody that's like far away. So reach out, and like she said, we can have a discovery call. You know, it's a 30-minute inner style coaching, and then we can get to, you can point out what the issues are. I can give you some tips, and then we can see how we can move forward together. And voila. So this is what we're doing.
All right. Well, I hope you ladies enjoyed it, that you learned a lot, that you will definitely check out her page. It's Keiko-Collections. So on Instagram is at Keiko_collections. And the website, she already put it there, www.keikocollections.com. And yeah, book a session with her. Her link is there. I will put all the details in the newsletter. If you're not yet subscribed, I don't know why I'm trying to chat, but it's not working. But it's shetribeconnect.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. If you're interested in finding out more about the membership or any other thing, feel free to DM me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you soon. Next week, we are ending our challenge, and I am the one who's going to be the expert. I have some juices for you, and we will have a live Q&A next week, Saturday, with me to end up the whole 30 days of challenge that we've had, that we've learned so much about time management and how we can set ourselves up for a great new year. We've learned about holistic health and how we can work, on our feminine health issues, which were super interesting. And today we had the session with Marie-Laure to learn about how we can reconnect to our feminine energy. I will be hosting next week to also how you can step into your true self. So everything here is in line. All the replays are available. DM me if you haven't received it. You will get access to it. They're free, so you can have access to the past replays. And feel free to check out Marie-Laure as well. I wish you a lovely Saturday wherever you are, ladies. And thank you so much, Marie-Laure, for joining.
Thank you, ladies.
Ladies,
Bye.
bye.